All right, let's move to our last topic. D Wade is getting a statue, y'all. And Pat Riley. So this is what I like about Pat Riley, man. Pat Riley is like a old school, hard nosed guy. Like I mean, you're not gonna find too many people like Pat. No nonsense, speak his mind. Tough nose. I mean, I remember Shaq telling a story about him and Pat Riley almost about to fight in practice, and he said he was about to destroy Pat. But Pat wasn't backing down. Like Pat like 1,000 years old. So I mean, I like his attitude. I like I like Pat, man. But he retired Michael Jordan's jersey in Miami, and he said nobody's going to wear number 23 in Miami. This jersey's retired. Michael Jordan never played a game for Miami. Right. It's crazy that he got the Roonies to sign off on it, the owners of the Miami Heat. But they signed off on it. Pat Riley thinks that number 23 should be retired across the entire NBA. I agree. So if y'all ever wonder why LeBron changed the number 6 when he came to Miami to form the super team, it's because 23 was retired. He couldn't wear 23. And Pat wasn't about to unretire that number for LeBron either. So that gives you a thought process or the mindset of Pat Riley, right? So last year, Dwyane Wade, or earlier this year, a lot earlier this year, Dwyane, probably like 8 months ago, Dwyane Wade got his jersey retired in Miami. LeBron's still playing, so I don't expect him to get his jersey retired just yet. But I think he should get it retired in Miami. I really do. So one day LeBron will have his jersey up in the rafters in Miami. I hope. But at that retirement ceremony, the jersey retirement, Pat Riley announced that he was going to give D Wade a statue next year, the following year, and that was news to D Wade. This is how that sounded.
What else are we going to hang from the rafters? We hung a couple of championship banners and, Atlantic Coast Conference banners, and then we hung a gold medal banner. Then we retired your old butt. We hung it from the rafters, and the Hall of Fame we put up there today. So what else are we going to hang from the banner or from the rafters? I think we're going to put a bobblehead like out there. Next year will be a statue 8 feet tall. 8 feet tall. We wanted to make sure it was bigger than Shaquille O'Neal. It'll be the first statue ever that they'll be here on Biscayne Boulevard, Dwyane, and it is forever for the greatest player in the history of this game, man. I love you. Next year, everybody right here will be a statue.
So that was at the inside the arena. The day he retired his jersey, he said, "Look, man, we giving you a statue, the first statue. Nobody else, not Shaq, not Alonzo Mourning, who also was on that championship team with D Wade. They didn't get one. Not Mashburn, not Tim Hardaway. Like, who else played for Miami that, because Miami is one of those expansion teams. I think it came in, I don't know, around that time, maybe Charlotte and Orlando. I don't know. Miami is not that old, right? So I'm trying to think who else would get a statue. D Wade is going to be the first one. He has a retired jersey. He has a street named after him, Wade County. That's the house that Wade built. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're doing so much stuff for this dude. That lets you know how they really feel about him. And now they're giving him a statue, the first one. And I know it's gonna be dope. Right. So I thought that was really interesting, right? And another thing happened. I remember when LeBron James, when they lost to San Antonio the last year LeBron was in Miami, and Pat Riley had a press conference after the game, And I think they asked him about what's going to happen with the big three. Are they all coming back and all of that stuff, right? I'm going to play for you what he said. But I want you, while you listen to it, to keep in mind, while you listening to it, just think of these words. Does LeBron have a home in the NBA? Is it Cleveland? Is it Miami? Is it LA? Does he have a home? Is anyone going to give him a statue? What does he deserve a statue at? Right? Do they feel the same way about LeBron than they do about Wade? You get what I'm saying? All of these things are valid questions. And I want you to listen to what Pat Riley is saying.
You want to trend something? I'm pissed, okay? So go ahead. Get it out there. I think everybody needs to get a grip. Media, Heat, players, organization, all of our fans. You got to get a grip. This stuff is hard. And you got to stay together if you got the guts and you don't find the first door and run out of it if you have an opportunity. I didn't come down here 19 years ago for a quick trip to South Beach and get a suntan. I can guarantee you that. And I don't think they did either. And so I think all of those guys, that have come here have gotten exactly what they wanted. They got the best competition, on the biggest stage. And we won 2 of them. They have the right to pursue those options and think about those options. And, whether they stay the way they are or whether they opt out, then we'll know what we have to do. But I don't take anything away from what LeBron had to say. He has to get away and he has to think about it. What really cements a forever bond is going through what we went through this year and staying the course. We'll find out what we're made of here. It's not about options. It's not about free agency. And we need to retool. We don't need to rebuild. We need to retool.
Our NBA insider, Chris Broussard, here with us on SportsCenter. So Pat Riley playing his own version of truth or dare, if you will. What did you take away from his game today?
Well, I thought it was a strong performance. I thought what he said was very powerful and impactful, and it'll give LeBron James a lot to think about because it was directed at LeBron. Dwyane Wade has said he wants to come back. Chris Bosh has said he wants to come back. The other guys aren't as significant. LeBron is who that was directed at. And it was calculated, and it was intelligent, and it was a performance, as I said, because 4 years ago, I don't think Pat Riley went to Cleveland to meet with LeBron and say, Jordan, after he didn't win it his first 6 years in Chicago, he stayed put. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He was probably saying, look, you need to go somewhere where you can win championships. You look at these rings I have. So, there was some people might accuse him of a little hypocrisy because, you wanted LeBron to leave. You didn't say he should stay. Right. You said run out the door. But I do think it was what he said was strong and what he said was logical. And there are only a handful of people who have the cachet and credibility to get away with double talk like that, if you will, over the years. And Pat Riley is one of them. So what kind of impact does that then have on LeBron? If Pat Riley has the cachet to do that, how does LeBron take it? Well, he respects him a lot. I don't think he'll take it as disrespect because Riley was very careful to say, I love LeBron. I respect him. He's a winner. He threw enough of that in so you can't say he just went at LeBron and attacked him. But he just put it out there in a challenging way. Look, we know how great you want to be and how great you are. Pat Riley calls LeBron the GOAT, the best of all time. He was kind of saying, you're too good to be running away because we lost. You're the best player in the world. You're too good to hop around and look for the best situation, the best teammates and all that. You are the best player in the world. Make it happen here. And we do have good players around you, by the way. So I think that is what Riley was saying. I think it'll give LeBron a lot of food for thought. And I do think at the end of the day, he'll probably be in Miami for one more year at least.
Interesting thing. Number one was 2 things. One that Pat said, one that Chris Broussard said. He said that what he think Pat Riley is saying is, you're too good to be running to another team just because we lost. We got all the pieces you need to hear to win. We just won with this team two years in a row, right? We can keep winning here. You're too good to be running, right? That's number one. Number two, Pat Riley said himself, like, great players don't just run to the next best opportunity when you see some adversity. And what was the adversity that LeBron was facing? Well, the adversity he was facing is that he got to see Wade have to ice his knees every single game before and after just to get ready to play. He had to get fluid drained out of his knee pre-game. He had to get him iced up and worked on post-game. So he looked at his co-star and was like, I can't get it done with that. Like, I can't go another year. Like, D Wade barely was playing these games. And I seen what he had to go through just to play those games. He looked at that and was like, nah, I only got 2 rings. I'm trying to catch Kobe and I'm trying to catch Mike. And my co-star is done. I can't wait to get another co-star. He's on a max salary. He's pulling max money, and so is Chris Bosh. So if my co-star, I can't get another co-star in here, I won't get another championship. I'm afraid to try to do it by myself. He's too banged up. I need a fresh new co-star. And he looked over at Cleveland and was like, oh, perfect opportunity. The storyline fits right. I'm going back home to bring them a championship, and they got a superstar in Kyrie Irving over there. And then I can get them to get that number 1 pick and trade for a third guy. So I can get ultimately the same exact thing that I got here in Miami, an unstoppable scorer in Wade and a great third option in Chris Bosh. I can get that same thing in Cleveland with Kyrie and Kevin Love. And then I can replace Ray Allen with a J.R. Smith type shooter, which he did. So he looked and was like, how can I get this same thing but younger in another situation? And that's what he did and went to Cleveland. The difference is Michael Jordan did the opposite. He looked at Scottie Pippen. He looked at Scottie Pippen the last year they played, The Last Dance. And Scottie Pippen missed half the season because he got elected to get toe surgery right before training camp. And he missed half the season, and he out there by himself with Dennis Rodman making it happen. And then Scottie Pippen comes back, and he's still banged up. And guess what happened to him in the finals? His back gave out on him. If they didn't win that last game 6, they wouldn't have had Scottie Pippen for the next game. That's how bad his back was. Michael Jordan got that done. He looked at Scottie Pippen and seen how banged up he was and was like, I still want to play with him because that's my guy. I still want to play with him. Bring me back or I'm retiring. Bring back Pippen and Phil Jackson or I'm retiring. And oh, by the way, bring Rodman back too with that big heavy knee brace on at the age of 36, 37 he would have been. Bring that old guy too. He wanted to stick it out with the old guys. He didn't look and say, well, look, man, I'm 34, 35, and I got more juice left in me. I can't get with these old co-stars. Let me go find some new, fresh co-stars. Guess who the new, fresh co-stars would have been if Michael Jordan was gritty enough to say, I want more rings. Let me just team hop. Michael Jordan could have went after he retired. He retired. I can't play with Phil. I can't play with Pippen. I retired. I take a year off. When Phil came back and got that job in L.A., and he looked over there and seen Kobe, who was already a all-star, and Shaq, with Phil Jackson, the coach he said he wanted to play for. If Mike was really chasing rings and chasing legacy, he could have came out of retirement and said, I'm going to L.A. As a matter of fact, I think Phil asked him, can you come play for us and mentor Kobe? And he said, no, because I'm going to stunt his growth. But if he wanted the ring chase and chase legacy, he would have jumped on the bandwagon and three-peated with Shaq and Kobe. Now imagine Michael Jordan's legacy with 2 three-peats in Chicago and a third three-peat in LA. Do you think Michael Jordan on that Lakers roster would have messed the roster up? You think they would have three-peated? Absolutely, they would have three-peated. Imagine Mike with 3 three-peats. and 9 rings. He could have chased that legacy if that was what was on his mind. But he didn't play for that. So when he did come out of retirement, it wasn't to chase no ring. He came and played for one of the worst teams, the Wizards, the Bullets, or the Wizards. He played for the Wizards. And he said the reason why I wanted to play with them was because they wasn't playing with enough heart, and I wanted to come down and show them how you leave it all out on the floor. Does that sound like LeBron? I'm going to go play for one of the worst teams so I can show them how to play with passion. Nah, he wants to go play with the best talent. I'm going over here, but this team that we got here that ain't working, trade all of them. Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, Larry Nance Jr., Julius Randle. It don't matter who it is, Kyle Kuzma, all of y'all got to go. Give me AD, give me as many great players as possible. That's what he did. You know what they would have looked like if Jordan would have did that for the Wizards? He would have got there. They had the number 1 pick. They picked Kwame Brown, right? He had the number 1 pick. He would have been like, no. Let's see if I can trade for Duncan. Duncan, force San Antonio to trade so you can come on here and play with me. Force them to trade. And if they don't trade you, I want you to sit out until they trade you, which is what LeBron did to AD. Hey, AD, I want you to come play over here in LA, but I know New Orleans don't want to trade you. So force them to trade you and sit out. We'll get the deal done. Mike didn't do that. He didn't say, hey, let's take this number 1 pick and all these other players is on the Wizards and let's go get Tim Duncan from San Antonio. And if they say no, Tim Duncan, you sit out and force them to trade you. He didn't do that. Like, think about this. Right? So go back to that question. Do you think Pat Riley wants to give LeBron a statue in Miami? And does LeBron have a home anywhere in the NBA? Because if he don't get one in Miami, who's going to give him one? Is it going to be Cleveland? Cleveland makes sense because that's his home. Cleveland might give him one. But is LA going to give him one? The way he's snoozing up to Jenny Buss, she might get soft enough to be like, all right, we'll give LeBron one. But if you give LeBron a statue in front of LA, every statue that you got there means nothing. You get what I'm saying? Like, the value of anything goes down if you flood the market with it. Like, if they're everywhere. They only, like, if they make a certain Maybach, they're not going to make 10 million of them. Right? If they make a mint condition once in a lifetime Michael Jordan rookie card, if it's 10 million of them out there, the value goes down. But if it's only 10, then that's a valuable card. Right? So if you just start flooding LA with statues, everybody can get one. I mean, it's a slippery slope. If LeBron got one for the bubble ring, give AD one. Why not give AD? Why wouldn't AD get a statue? If LeBron gets a statue in LA, why wouldn't AD get one? If LeBron gets a statue in LA, why not give Dwight one? And if LeBron gets a statue in LA for one bubble ring, you got to give Paul Gasol one for a repeat. Like, so how do you pick and choose who gets statues? I don't think he's done enough in LA to deserve one. I don't think he's done enough in Miami to deserve one. His identity is not Miami. His identity is not LA. His identity is really team hopping. His identity is really stats. So maybe Wikipedia can give him a statue. Maybe the Wikipedia can change their logo to a LeBron statue. Maybe, because his stats and Googling stats, that's his call. That's his name. That's his call to fame. That's his claim to fame. Stats. Maybe Google. I don't know. But as far as an organization, a team, you bought one ring in Cleveland. That's their first ring. Maybe they give you one. But LA, Kobe said it himself, man, we are in the business of winning titles and hanging banners. We're not in the business of participation awards and participation trophies and bubble rings. He didn't say that specifically, but it's crazy. He said that, and he was like, man, we only hang championship banners here. Like, that's our standard. It's funny, he said that probably a year or two before he passed, and then not too long after that, they hanging a freaking bubble, not a bubble, but they hung a bubble banner, but then they hung an in-season tournament banner. And Kobe probably looking like, man, y'all made me do all that work for y'all telling me this is our standard, and Magic did this and Kareem did that, and you got me and Shaq busting our butt to get this junk, and this fella can just show up and get a bubble ring in an in-season tournament, and y'all go treat it like these rings I beat the Celtics for, our rival, the one that we're in competition for to have the most banners, period, in the NBA, and I beat them, and then I went back and beat Dwight in Orlando, gave you 2 in a row without Shaq, proved to y'all that y'all made the right decision by letting him walk and keeping me. I did that. And I was instrumental in the 3-peat. I had to give you 5 to get my standing and get my statue with the organization. And all he got to do is get a bubble ring in the in-season tournament. It cheapens the whole thing. Cheapens the whole thing. Nemo, we don't respect it here in LA. And y'all shouldn't. If LeBron get a statue in Miami, Ray Allen, Bosh get one. Don't forget Zoe and Haslam. Oh yeah, Rick Ross and Don Johnson. Facts. I agree. Trophies don't mean, statues don't mean nothing if we just start giving them away. Like, this is pathetic. It's pathetic, man. When you think of Miami, the first name comes to mind is Wade, because it's Wade County, 100%. During the pandemic, nobody watched the Open Gym tournament. Facts. I was starting a podcast during the pandemic. True testament. All the people consider Michael Jordan is the greatest. So yeah, man. I thought it was interesting. D Wade was getting a statue. I'm not gonna open the phone lines up for this one. I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream. I appreciate everybody. I did get a super chat from Jeffrey Young. I appreciate that. He didn't leave a message or a comment, but thanks Jeffrey Young for that not that super chat, but for that cash app. Right. Appreciate that. A lot of y'all probably don't know. Y'all can cash app me. The cash app, I think, is in the description box. I don't know. It might be down there, but that's another way you can support the show as well. And the cash app is actually better than the super chats, because the super chats, YouTube take a little piece of that off the top. But I appreciate either one of them for sure. The like button is the way you can do it without even, using any money. Like button is big time. A lot of people forget to do that. So make sure y'all hit the like button right now. And I'm going to give y'all one more word from the sponsor before I end this, just in case y'all didn't know that you can support the show by signing up for Underdog, or Underdog Fantasy, we used to call it, but signing up for Underdog and using the promo code mandownsports and placing some of your pick'ems through Underdog. But here's more information on that. Underdog Fantasy is the best place to play fantasy sports. I want to tell you about the easiest way to get in on some NBA action with Underdog Fantasy and their pick'em game. Just find your favorite player, or any player for that matter, pick higher or lower on that player's stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in one night. Pick between 2 or 5 players to fill your pick'em entry. Get every pick right, and you can net yourself some serious cash. Use the promo code mandownsports and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Plus, now that it's football season, you can follow Man Down Sports as we reveal our favorite picks from week to week. Like I said before, pick your favorite player, pick higher or lower, choose your dollar amount, and win some money. It's just that easy. Make picks, win money. We also want to thank Underdog Fantasy for partnering with us, and we want to thank you for helping the channel out by using Man Down Sports on Underdog Fantasy. All right, man. So I catch y'all on Full Panel Friday this week, same time, 7:30 Eastern time, 4:30 Pacific. Be here with myself and the Full Panel. If none of y'all have ever witnessed or seen it in the Full Panel shows, it's just as dope as my solo shows, man. So catch y'all on Friday. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Peace.